Welcome to again to understand more about the plagiarism detection software. I already mentioned that in India under UGC, the whole initiative of plagiarism detection software given to university is under a scheme called Shodh Shuddhi. Now, how can you go for a plagiarism detection software, or what are the parameters to be checked for buying a plagiarism detection software? Before I go into detail, let me take you in a concept that, or don't make an assumption that any plagiarism or plagiarism software can dictate 100% plagiarism content. It's not correct with any software. There will be advantages for some software, there will be disadvantages with some software. So let me check with what are the major feature which still anti-plagiarism cannot do. Plagiarism is not only from the online content, it could be from the printed book also. So if you are taking the content from printed material, it could be book, journal article which is not digitized, the software cannot check the content. So for plagiarism software to check the content as well as the article both should be in soft copy. So whatever soft content is available in online or internet, that's only possible. So software vendors claims that we check all internet content which will come to 45 billion documents or this many terabytes of data. This is what is the comparison generally software does it. So one is against the content, the other one is that if it is in regional language. In India we have a lot of official languages, 17 or so, and we have a lot of print or speaking languages with the script, and contents are created in every language. It could be Gujarati, it could be Tamil, it could be Bengali, Assamese, Telugu, Kannada, Punjabi, as well as in our national language Hindi. So even today, many of the software which are made outside India, they cannot, which are very popular I am talking, which cannot check the plagiarism in the regional language. Now people ask that, is it a demerits for a plagiarism software? It's not a demerits. It is because regional languages we use different fonts. Like Hindi, if you are using, Hindi has fonts called Kriti, Kartiga. So we do not have any clue that in which font this is created. So making a plagiarism software to check regional content, we should stick on to one standard font, regional font. If regional font is known, we can make the software accordingly, but people use different regional language fonts. Now how to resolve this issue? In future we can we can stick on to one standard. So the content created should be in a globally acceptable font standard which is called Unicode. So when you are typing KA in any language, in Google you can write it in your own language key and it will convert, it will take it as a regional font. So that is what is the importance of Unicode. So Unicode is one single code. There are 65,000 codes in the world to represent all languages in the world. So that code is specific to a character. So if I am using in Hindi A or Hindi Ka, there is a common used code which is fixed all over the world. So if you are following to that standard, Unicode standard, using the Unicode software for typing or the translated software which is used in Unicode, then the checking is possible, as well as if the content is created. There are two issues. One is your original document should be in that font. Second, the content against which you are checking, that also should be in the same font. But exercises are being done by local vendors in India to address this issue and also to include the regional font. I will not go in details of that. We hope that some software which will come out which can check regional language. As on date, the software can check any plagiarism content only if it is in Unicode. So many popular software which we are going to discuss has this facility about the Unicode integration. So first point was the type of the content and against which you are talking. Second one is about the database. So when you are looking for a software, keep it in mind that regional language checking may not be possible, or if it is possible, how extent it is possible. Now let us try some of the common parameter all these softwares are having. So the most important parameter is that how much content of database they are indexing. So this is one issue. Second, scalability. If all people start to upload document, whether their server will be able to take the load balancing and execute it. So these are the technical parameter to see software. That's why we always go for software which are popularly available, because they have been proven that okay, we don't have an issue. There are softwares available which can cater to the need of 25, that means 2.5 million users. So that kind of softwares are also available in plagiarism. So I will take some case study based on it. So database is very important. When I am talking about database, it's nothing but the content. Now look at the screen which is showing it, that three kinds of databases which is essential for the plagiarism detection software to use. The one is that student papers. Student paper is the last privileged lot on that. Even if student papers are not there, we can still take that software. But the most important thing is that how much it check against the internet content, internet resources. These are more or less internet contents are available on open source mode, open access mode. What is open access? It is like your website you are telling to your users. Anybody can log into your login is not required. Anybody can come to your university website and read it. That is an open access content. Journals are published in open access. If you are talking about Wikipedia, it's an open access content. Open access, that is free access without any. So that content, how much this software is able to check. And I'll tell you that many of the software which is having, they are using the standard APIs developed by many of the search engine, so they can check this open access content without any problem. This is a fundamental of any plagiarism detection software, and many software which is coming up also can meet this requirement. The second one is called subscribed content. This is, you have to pay for the subscription to access it. So in research, many of the content which you are going to cite are priced content, subscribed content, or peer reviewed reference content. So for example, Elsevier, JSTOR, Springer, Taylor and Francis, Emerald, Black Valley, all these publishers, you have to subscribe it by paying subscription charges to this. Some of them are very expensive, some of them are. So directly software may not get access to this content. So the plagiarism software vendor need to have a tie-up or an algorithm to get this content against checking. So that also plays a very, very important role for selection of the software. And many of the popular software, they archive the student content, which I already discussed in the last part. So that is also one criteria, but it cannot be a main criteria. So this is about the content. So database and where it is checking is the prime concern about selecting a software.